Good morning, students. I am S. Mohana Sundari, Department of Chemistry. Welcome you all for this today's online class. Now we are going to discuss Chapter 3, Matter. So today's learning objectives: matter and its characteristics, nature of matter, states of matter. States of matter means solid, liquid, gas. So in this session we are going to discuss about these three topics. What is matter? Anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. It may be anything, not a particular thing, particular object. It may be anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. All the things around us are made up of matter. So each and everything around us are made up of matter. Examples: air, water, trees, chair, coke, bell, balloons, pen, book, fruits, vegetables, silver, gold, everything is made up of matter. So matter is anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. Matter is everywhere. I already said anything and everything is made up of matter. So your day playing footballs, using lenses, eating burger, paper clip, pen cork, water bottle, water, film roll, car, cooking pan. So everything is matter. So matter is everywhere. Characteristics of matter. There are two characteristics of matter. One is space and another one is mass. Space. An object is kept in a particular place. It occupies some space. So you can see there is a table. On the table, cup and saucer, tea mug are all placed over there. So you can see that particular teacup is occupying some space, and also it has some mass, it has some weight. So anything that occupies space and also has mass is called matter. So you can see that bucket with sand. You can lift an empty bucket easily, but you are filling sand fully in that bucket means you can lift, but it is hard to lift because it has weighs more. So this is an example for space and also for mass. An object is occupying space, that means that sand is occupying the space in that bucket, and also it has some mass. Now you can see that gas cylinder weight, but the presence of that gas in that cylinder also has some weight. So the particular cylinder is filled with gas. You can imagine gas has weight. Yes, the gas also some mass. So the gas is filled in that cylinder and it weighs like 16 kg, 20 kg. And you can see mass. So you can take a minute stone, you can take a huge rock. So each and everything has mass. So the main character of matter is space and another one is mass. So we can prove that by following activity. So activity 1, materials required: glass tumbler, stone, thread, water. So you can fill water in a tumbler and you tie a stone with thread. So you filled fully the water in the tumbler. Now you gently put the stone in that water. You can see while the stone is immersing, the water level gets raised and it pulled out, it splashes out of the tumbler. So you can now prove that a matter occupying space, see a stone occupying some space to it, so the remaining water are splashed out of the tumbler. So matter occupies space. And another activity, you can take a balloons, beam balance, pin. Okay, now you fill air in the two balloons. You tie it in each end of the balance. Now you can see both the balloons are weighing same. Now take a pin and release the air from one of the balloon. When the air comes out, it becomes deflated, and you can see the beam balance will tilt towards the first balloon, which is filled with air. So the air has mass. So I told already, air is also matter. What is matter? Which occupies space and also has mass is called matter. So now you can prove air is also matter because it has mass. So these two are the important characteristics of matter. Shall we see the next one? Nature of matter. Matter is made up of very small particles. So matter is made up of very small particles. So the particles which make up matter are called atoms or molecules. So the matter is made up of very small particles, the particles which make up matter. So matter is made up of some particular thing. So that particular thing is called atoms or molecules. Atom means smallest unit of matter, very finest, smallest unit of matter is called atoms. So you can take a chalk piece. Now I told you to make it powder. You are making powder by pressing or beating or breaking it into various kinds of pieces and particles. So you can see the finest particle of chalk piece, that is very minute powder. So that is called atom. You imagine you are taking one particular chalk piece, the chalk piece length up to 10 centimeter or 9 centimeter. I told you to break into minute pieces, you are powdering it. So the finest particle, that last particle is very smallest thing. So these smallest thing are combined to give the chalk piece. Write that atoms are made up of very smallest particle. That means atoms means smallest particle. These atoms are constituted to give matter. So what is molecules? Two or more atoms combine together to form molecules. Atom is an individual very smallest unit. Two or more atoms combine to give molecules. So molecules can be made of same kind of atoms or of different kind of atoms. Now we can take oxygen. We are breathing oxygen. That oxygen is O2. That means oxygen, two atoms of oxygen. So the two atoms of oxygen is combined to give O2. Like that O3, ozone layer, that ozone gas is also combined with three atoms of oxygen. So these are all molecules. Oxygen molecule, ozone molecule. So these two atoms or three atoms combined together gives molecules. These are all same kind of combination. Oxygen, 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 oxygen. That means three oxygen combined to give ozone. I already told same or different kind of atoms. Molecules can be made by same kind of atoms or of different kind of atoms. So now we take water. Water is H2O. That means 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So 2 hydrogen, it is a different atom, and oxygen is also a different atom. So 2 hydrogen is combined to give, 2 hydrogen is combined with oxygen to give water. So molecules can be made up of different kinds of atoms. And hydrogen, hydrogen gas, that means hydrogen gas, H2. So same kind of atoms. So I think you hope understand that atom is the smallest unit of matter. Atoms can be given as a molecules. That means two or more atoms combine together to form molecules. That molecules may be same kind of atoms or of different kind of atoms. So characteristics of particles of matter. There are characteristics that particles present in it. That particles, I already told, atoms and molecules. So that particles present in the matter has different characters. So the first one is or in constant random motion. The particle present in it have random motion. It always moving. Motion means movement. It will have random movement. And also the particles have space between them. So each particle have some particular spaces between them, and also has interparticle force. So the particles present in a matter has some force of attraction. So has some force. So these are the characteristics of particles that present in a matter. Okay. The first character, the particles of matter are in constant random motion. So this character was proven by the great scientist Robert Brown in the year 1827. He was looking at pollen grains in water. That pollen grains which is in water is moving continuously in a zigzag motion. So that means in a random it moves here and there. So he noticed that pollen grains, why it is moving in water. He thought some thinking, and he goes to research that. So Robert Brown suspended extremely small pollen grains in water. So on looking through that microscope, the pollen grains present in the water are moving throughout the water in an irregular way. It's moving here and there. So you can see in the pictures that pollen grains are moving here and there. Why it is moving here and there? If someone disturbs you only, you can move from this place to that place. Like that, why the pollen grain are moving here and there? The particles in the water particles are moving here and there. So that only the pollen grains present in it are also get hitted. The water particles and the pollen grains get hit each other, and it is moving here and there. So the particles present in water are always in motion, that means are always in movement. So the pollen grains present in it also get hit each other, and it also moving here and there. So this kind of zigzag movement of particles is called Brownian movement. Why it is named as Brownian movement? Because the Robert Brown scientist was found this character. So it is named as by that scientist name. So the Brownian movement is not only in liquid, it also can observed in gases. You can see when a beam of light enters into a room, you can see some dust particles are moving here and there. So this is also an example for Brownian motion in gases. Second character, the particles of matter have spaces between them. So the particles have matter. So matter has atoms and molecules. Atoms and molecules is the particles present in the matter. So from each particle, from one particle to the another particle, there will be some space in between them. So the particles of matter have space between them is called interparticle space. So the distance between the particles is called interparticle space. It can be explained by dissolving sugar in water. You can add 1 spoon of sugar in water and you dissolve in it. You stir that. You can see a plain water. You can see any level of raising the water. No, the level of water does not increases. But how the sugar disappeared? That is, the sugar molecules occupy the space present in the water. So I already told there will be space. So the sugar particles get occupying in the space. So from one water molecule to another water molecule, there will be some space in between them. So the sugar molecule gets that place and it occupying that place. So the level of the water will not be raised. Because of that, sugar molecules are occupying the space present in between the water molecule. So that's shall we do the one activity? Take a jar, glass jar, that means it should be visible to see, and pebbles, sugar or sand or salt, anything you can take. The procedure is, take a jar and fill some pebbles in it and put some pebbles in it. Pour sugar into the jar. You can see that pebbles are so visible. Now I am adding, because pebbles are in large in shape, large in size, and I am adding sugar. You can see the level of the pebbles will be raised by adding sugar. No, that sugar particles will stay in the gap between each pebbles. So in this particular gap, that sugar molecules occupies its space. So the level of that content will not be increased. So this activity proves that particles of matter have space in between them. That space is called interparticle space. So the next character, the particles of matter has interparticle force. interparticle force. So there are some forces of attraction between the particles of matter which bind them together. So water molecule is present in the water, then how it is in a combined state, that means in a full state? This is because of force of attraction between each molecules, each water molecules. So you can see that one water molecule is attached with another water molecule, and this, so they combine to give a huge water quantity. So this type of attraction is happening there. So this is called cohesion. The force of attraction between the same substance of particles is known as cohesion. So water molecule, here also one water molecule, here also one water molecule, these are all same substance, right? So the attraction between the same substance is called cohesion. And what is meant by adhesion? Just opposite to this, attraction between the different types of substance. Now we are using Fevicol to paste paper with your book, or you can paste, you are putting Fevicol in a paper and you are putting sand, like doing some activities like that. So that sand get attracts with the paper. So that is adhesion. You can say that adhesive word in glue papers, in Fevicol bottles. So you can see adhesion. So you, apart from that, you leave that. Now comes to cohesion. Cohesion is the force of attraction between same particles of the same substance. So the force of attraction is different in the particles of different kinds of matter. Now we can take solid, means that force of attraction will be differ. In liquid it will differ, in gas it will differ. So what is the force? It holds the particles together is the interparticle force, but it will be differ depending on the kinds of matter. So the interparticle force will be maximum when the particles are close together. So if the particles are arranged closely, the force also will be maximum, greater. But the particles are arranged in a very distance, the force of attraction will be also decreased. So if the particles are arranged together, the force of attraction will be maximum. If the particles are arranged between lots of distance, so when the distance increases, that means the space increases, the force of attraction will be decreases, vice versa. So you can see in rainy time, the water molecules comes from the clouds are falling down like droplets. While it in the glass window, we can see it is moving in a line, it is moving in a particular liney way, not a straight, but it is moving by one by one. But you can see here it is falling down as a drop by drop. Why? That space between each water molecule decreases, means the attraction also lesser there. So it will leave that water molecule, so it is falling by drop by drop. But here it is bind together, so it is moving by line. Okay, this is the conclusion of matter. So characteristics of matter means it occupies space and has mass. Nature of matter means there is 3 characters of interparticles, that means particles of matter, that is particles are in random motion, they have space in between them, and also there will be some force of attraction. So now come to states of matter. There are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So example for solid, liquid, gas, I hope you all know what will be solid and what will be liquid, what are the gases. So you are sitting in a chair, that is also made up of solid. You are using laptop, you are using your book, you are using a pencil to mark down the important points. So these are all made up of solid. Liquid, you can see that picture itself: juices, sea water, river water, milk, cocoa. So you are drinking a masala slice, that kind of juices also comes under liquid. Soup. So these are all example for liquids. Gas, the flame from the fire, the candle fire, and the steam from the soup, that water vapors, and the gas smell, and evaporation is happening, that is also comes under gas. Now we can see the properties of solids, that characteristics of solids. So the solids have this following characteristics. They have fixed shape and fixed volume. You can see that particles in the solids are arranged together. That means they are tightly packed and it will have fixed shape and fixed volume. So you can see here that metal box has fixed shape. So solids have fixed shape and fixed volume. They cannot be compressed much. We cannot compress it into lesser size because they are in very fixed shape, so we cannot compress. And it also have very high densities because they are closely packed. It will have high density. It weighs more. So you can see, you can lift this metal box very easily. No, it weighs more, so it has high densities. So they are heavy. They do not take the shape of the container. If you are putting these books into this metal box, the books turns into this metal box shape. No, it is in original shape. The bricks also will be in its shape. It cannot change its shape of the container according to where we are keeping. So solids also do not flow. They do not flow because they are tightly packed. They are close to each other. The atoms in the solids are tightly packed, so they cannot move here and there, so they do not flow. So the next one is liquids. Liquids have a fixed volume, but they have no fixed shape. They have a fixed volume. 1 liter means they have a fixed volume, but they do not have fixed shape. அதுக்குன்னு ஒரு ஷேப்பு இருக்காது. ஸோ லிக்விட்ஸ் டேக் த ஷேப் ஆஃப் த வெசல் இன் விச் தே ஆர் பிளேஸ்ட். They will take the shape of the vessel. If you are keeping in a glass means it will take that glass's shape. If you are putting in a bottle means it will take that bottle. If you are keeping the liquid in a cup means it will take the shape of the cup. So it occupies the shape of the vessel which they are placed. Like solids, liquids cannot be compressed much. Solids we cannot compress, as well as liquids also we cannot compress that much. So mildly we can compress it, but not more. So liquids have moderate to high densities. Solid have very high densities, but liquid have moderate, medium to high densities. They are usually less denser than solids. We already know, we all know that solids are way more. But liquid, comparing to solid, liquids will have less denser. So comparing to solids, liquid, gas are all have less denser. And liquids generally flow easily. So you can see the molecules or atoms present in the liquid will move here and there because they have some spaces in between them. The interparticle space will be more in these atoms, so it will flow easily. So the next one is gas. Gases have neither a fixed shape nor a fixed volume. It will not have a fixed shape, it will not have a fixed volume because the particles of matter present in the gas have large interparticle space. So you can see here that particles, the interparticle space is more comparing to solid and liquids. So they acquire shape of the vessel where we kept. So if we are compressing that gas into, we are filling that gas into particular cylinder means it acquire that cylinder shape but not in a fixed. We can fill that into a cylinder so that we can compress easily because the spaces in between the particle are more, so we can compress. Like sponge we are compressing, no, you are pressing, no, like that the gases can also be compressed. So the incense sticks, the smell from the incense sticks, the burning flame are all examples for gases. And it have very low densities. So as we said before, the interparticle space is more in that gas, so it will have low density. They are very very light. As gas is much lighter than the same volume of solid or liquid. So you can see here the 3 beakers. I am filling one beaker with solid and one beaker with liquid and another one with gas. Same kind of same volume of beaker only I am using, but comparing to these two, gas will have very much, gas is very much lighter and it also dense and it also weighs less. So comparing to solid, liquid will have less denser, and comparing to liquid and solid, gas have very very less denser, that is very much lighter, so that the gases can flow very easily comparing to liquids and solids. So this is an assumption of arrangement of molecules, that means particles in a matter. So solid means it will be closely packed, that means the particles of arrangement will be close together. In liquid means there will be some gap in between them. Gas means there will be lot of spaces in between each particles. I hope you all understand this session. Thank you.